Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be my unboxing of the brand new Arrma Talion 6S BLX. This is their newest version of their 8-skill platform. This is their ready-to-run 1/8 scale Truggy. It is basically a true Truggy now, so it's going to have Truggy-sized wheels, Truggy body, Truggy wing, pretty much everything that just screams the larger Truggy version. So of course, if you haven't already seen it, I did an unboxing of the Arrma Kraton, which is basically a monster Truggy. So it has those big monster truck tires on a Truggy platform. I also did an unboxing of the Arrma Typhon. So that is a true 1/8 scale buggy. So definitely smaller than this one that you see here. So I decided to pick this up just to have a comparison between the Typhon and the Talion. So this is, what you see some of the big guys up on the big, huge 1/8 scale tracks. Just recently watched the Nitro Dirt series out in Arizona. I think it was the World Champions, or I forget what it was exactly called, but and really cool kind of seeing the actual Truggies race on that big, huge track that Joey Christensen designed. And seeing those, this thing is basically a ready-to-run version of those things, just scaled back a few $1,000s. So, but a great value that you get inside this box here. So really quick, let's go over some of the specs of this thing before we open up the box. Of course, Talion 6S, that means it is 6S compatible. You can throw in a 6S Lipo right out of the box and get ready and go fast. 60 plus miles per hour. That's fast for this huge truck here. BLX, that is their Brushless Speed Truggy. Down at the bottom, RTR ready to run. You basically get everything in the box except for batteries. You do have to supply your own battery for the vehicle and also for the actual radio. So waterproof, so no need to fear that puddle coming up. Just go right on through it. BLX brushless, like I said, 2-year limited warranty through Arrma, which is pretty good these days, considering most of the time it's like once you open the box, you own the vehicle. On the flip side over here, that's the back side. This box is huge too, by the way, guys. Just the size of the vehicle definitely dictates how big the box is. But right here, we're taking a look at some of the internals. Huge platform. It's really nice working on larger scale vehicles because you just got so much more room to work. I remember working on my old 67 Mustang where I could practically, climb into the engine compartment. These days, it's definitely different. So just huge platform. You do get their D-Boots off-road tires. Great tire that I've seen so far, especially in the Typhon. This is just a larger version of those. You do get a waterproof Servo. 15 kilograms is the rating on it, I believe. Up here, you do get their brushless system, 2050 kV, and that's the same motor and ESC that you're going to get in all three of the platforms. So the Kraton, the Typhon, and also the Talion here. There's a new vehicle coming out in May-ish that's called the Sentin, and it is basically a 1/10 scale short course truck with 8 scale components inside. So that will be very interesting to see as well. Well, let's unbox this thing. This is the part where it gets real awkward. I'm going to try and handle this huge monster box here and see what is inside. You guys might go out of focus here as I'm trying to move around all this stuff. Initially, this is what you get to see. This big, huge packet right here. And actually a pretty decent looking body. I wasn't too fond of the Kraton's body style or the actual paint job on it. Just didn't sit right with me. I'm not too fond of those colors, but I really dig these colors, and I'm guessing I'm colorblind, so bear with me. I'm assuming this is red. That's probably like a navy blue with the silver kind of, paint stripes in there, the white hood. So it kind of fades black. I really dig that kind of design. Let's see if we can't get this thing completely out. Radio box. This is where it's going to get tough. When you start unboxing larger scale vehicles, there's just huge boxes and huge things to wrestle. And I really appreciate Arrma's style of packaging where there's no zip ties. It's so appreciative on my part. Oh, that thing is cool. Wow. You guys stayed in focus. So we're going to leave that kind of off to the side there. We're going to look at this huge thing of parts. So you get this big Ziploc bag. Let's go ahead and start going item by item in here. Do all the boring stuff before we get the car. Bind plug and antenna, always nice to have. You get a speed pinion, so that's to get up to that 60 claimed mile per hour. You get some battery straps, so this will go kind of on top of the batteries to hold them in place. 3 different versions. You have an adjustable one, you get a square one, and you get one for these old like nickel metal hydride batteries that might be round. So I think I had one laying here. So if you have these like kind of roundish batteries, that's for those. You get a big bag of tools, which is definitely appreciated. Huge T-wrench here for your 17 millimeter hex hubs. You get a bunch of Allen wrenches, a small little T-wrench there for your smaller nuts. Yes, I said nuts. Talion maximum speed chart. I love these things that Arrma does, where they give you, if you do this, you get this speed. If you do this, you get this speed. If you do this, you get this speed. So pretty cool that they're giving you the formula to get up to that claimed speed. Lastly, huge manual here for the huge Truggy. Always nice to keep this in your pit bag, so if you get boggled down or if you kind of, you lose a part, you might be able to fix it out on the track and not call it a day. Lastly, you get some stuff here, warnings and other warranty information, which is all nice, fine, and dandy. And radio unbox. They actually give you a nice box here for the radio. I actually reuse these for parts, so I'll throw like all of my bits and pieces in these boxes. This is pretty much going to be the ATX 100 tried and proven RTR radio. Great feel to it. You get this little flip down notch here. I've done these unboxings a few times, so I'm pretty familiar. You get your trims, your dual rate, your reversing's all nice. LED light there to let you know it's on. Flip up antenna. Throttle's always nice, and you do get spots for 4AA's that you do need to provide. So great radio. It's nothing to write home about, but it gets you started, and it actually is a decent radio for an RTR. I'm going to move the camera around so I can get you guys up and close to this Talion. All right, so I went ahead and moved some stuff around just so I could get you guys all in frame here and get you a good, decent look of this Arrma Talion 6S. So really appreciate the size of this thing. Now, of course, hopefully you guys seen some of my Kraton videos, but the size of the Kraton is just a little bit overwhelming. This thing is basically the same platform, but a little bit smaller wheels and tires. So definitely appreciate that. Now, if you guys were in the market to get a Kraton, but kind of wanted the Talion because of the paint scheme, you could easily just go ahead and pick up some huge monster truck tires and mount them to the Talion to get the size that you wanted. So pretty cool that you can just pick these up from like Proline Racing. There's lots of different vendors out there that have monster truck tires. Just need to make sure there's 17 millimeter hubs. So onto the Talion here. Just a great size platform. After owning the Kraton and going to the Talion now, it's nice to have a little bit scaled back version of it. It's all, I kind of call it paws from like a dog. How big the paws are, it's how big it's going to get. So, but nice paint scheme. The body is, of course, it's screen printed. But I appreciate the color scheme of it. Definitely has that red, white, and blue look to it. On the back side here, you do get these little protective pieces in here to help protect the paint from getting worn away, from just use. So appreciate that Arrma took the extra step there to help us, let our bodies last a little bit longer. That's the first thing to go with some RCs. So right here, you're looking at the platform, and the platform of the Arrma vehicles is just awesome. Everything's really beefed up. So right here, you're looking at that 2050 kV motor. Great size motor, has plenty of torque, capable of 6S. You have a great speed control here. That also is 6S compatible. Servo is very decent, actually. I didn't feel like I needed to upgrade the Arrma Kraton right away, so I will see how this one does. But they all three share the same ESC motor and servo. So between the Typhon, the Talion, and the Kraton. Cool little design here with the plugs to where you can plug in one battery with this extra loop that's included. Or if you have two 2S or two 3S batteries, you're ready to go right out of the box. So receiver box is waterproof along with the rest of the electronics. So check your owner's manual. There might be little specifications on water resistant versus waterproof. So nice two little words there for lots of different things. Other things that I'm noticing on this, pretty much the same driveline that I've seen on a lot of the Arrma vehicles. You are riding on pillow ball suspension, so very nice adjustability there. You have CVDs in the front, dog bones in the rear. You have front and rear sway bars that are adjustable, so you can tune them to your liking or your track conditions. Huge, large, big bore shocks. They have a aluminum bodied that are threaded knurled adjusters there, and also you have aluminum caps, which is definitely appreciated. You do have these shock boots that sometimes get in the way, but they can definitely help if you're in really muddy or dusty environments. So, but once again, awesome design there. On the flip side over here, great design. I love the battery tray being just a single battery tray instead of like kind of saddlebag battery trays. Nice that they put it all in one. Other thing here, the huge aluminum chassis on the bottom. Definitely felt the coldness here, even in Southern California. 3 millimeters thick, and it pretty much goes the whole length here. It has little tubs right here on the side, just for some protection of the internals. So really great design. I've had nothing but good experiences with it on my Kraton. On the back wing right here, you do get an 8-scale buggy-sized wing, so it is going to be interchangeable between the Talion and the Typhon. The Kraton, I believe might be the same, it might be a little bit different. I'm going to have to double check that. Huge aluminum shock towers. These things are, they're like 5 millimeters thick. You do get 5 millimeter thick turnbuckles, front and rear. The front is riding on pillow ball, so you do have these upper A-arms that will help adjust that if you need to. But pretty much this thing is ready to go. You do have metal spur gear, metal pinion gear, so it's going to be a little bit louder than you may be used to. But all in all, Mod 1 spacing, so it's pretty much tried and proven. A little waterproof switch there I'm noticing as well. Well, guys, that is going to be my Talion. I cannot wait to run this thing. I've had nothing but great experiences with some of the Arrma vehicles, and they're definitely a nice brand to give us some new vehicles here in this kind of stagnant waters that we've seen from some of the big three companies. So, well, guys, that is it for now. If you have any comments or questions, please post those on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.